Good morning, everyone. On the previous stream, we separated reporter from our test runner and provided a couple different reporters. One of them, like the usual one we started with. Another one is a silent reporter, which basically prints nothing. And the last one is dots reporter, which is very compact. However, we still not finished completely with reporters. We will need to improve it. But today we will focus on the other part of the project. We will start documenting it, and to document it, we will do some refactoring and also clean up some tasks, comments, and put additional tests. I'm Andrew Tropin. I work on operating systems and programming languages and do a lot of free and open source software along the way, including this testing library for Scheme language. Let's start first from cleaning up the tasks that we already done. For example, we implemented dots reporter. That's good. Separate test runner from reporter. We did it as well. This one is not yet completed. This one is actually the thing that we will be working on today. We will rename test cases to just tests, and we'll make all test suites to have tests suffix. And also we will document this naming convention. It's not necessary to name our test suites with tests suffix, but it will make it clearer and will distinguish functions, usual functions that we testing, and the functions that contains tests inside. I'm not sure about this one. Don't imply reporting, profiling, and other logic on test case macro site. Let's see our test case blah blah blah, test case macro. We call test reporter inside our test case. Okay, this one is not yet done. We can move reporter, like calls the reporter, to test runner, right? Right. It will make it at least more flexible. At most harder to implement test runners. Okay. This one is good. We will move it. Test runner. Test reporter. Now you see it's much clearer. We have a pretty explicit calls to test runners, and we can easier understand what is going on. Previously we were calling test, we have explicit call to test reporter, and it distinguish it from test runner, and previously all the messages that we printed to terminal was done through test runner, so it was not clear if we call test runner for a good reason to actually run or schedule tests, or we just call test runner to print something or to log something. And here we clearly see that we are calling test reporter here, and here just to let user know what is happening during our execution. Okay, what we will start with the boss tasks. This one and this one are kinda important and good, and we will start from warming up our fingers, I guess. Nobody expected this twist. Okay. Open my chat interface. I guess those words are very much this vocabulary, very much dictionary vocabulary. Anyway, the words we have here are very much inspired by American culture, because every 20 words I see the word nation. I guess it's very popular in States. The same word without missing a lot. Okay, good enough. We warmed up a bit. Now we go and accomplish the first task. Let's rename test case to just tests. This task doesn't require any thinking, so it will be kinda easy, and will help to warm up my mind. Test case. What we will do? We will open this buffer and we'll do occur and inside this occur buffer we will just start renaming everything that have test case to just test. This change can seem unnecessary, but I have at least two reasons why this change is good. First one, it will save typing like half of the word, like minus case we just drop it. The second one, when we defining test, instead of having test case and some description, we will have test and description, which will allow us to do the following trick. You see, test case, test suite nested in test case is forbidden. We can, when we rename it to test, we will be able to write something like this: test that test suite nested in test case is forbidden, which like reads much better in my opinion. And this one I guess, is very important. It gives you a feeling of satisfaction when you write such code. Oops. Yeah, like this. And inside this test, we will have a few is assert. So when you read such a code, you see this one reads as a usual sentence, and inside the body of the test you see that we have a few asserts which like is something like this, is something like that, and it feels very satisfying, at least to me. Okay, anyway, let's take this one and let's start renaming. We need to rename test case to test, right? Let's start renaming test case simple small number. Okay. Oops. I already started to rewrite documentation. Oh, I forgot to do one important step before going into refactoring, and oh, we have pretty much everything committed. Okay, let's continue our refactoring. Test start, test end, test start, test end, tests, test events, test, run, test sunk, test, run scheduled, tests. Oh, it works quite well so far. Remaining tests. Rename it to schedule test run, test, wrong usage of test. Nice. Now we go to suitable test and do the same here. Test case. And at the beginning of the buffer, to make it editable, I do the following trick. I just press E, English letter E, which is for edit, and this buffer, the occur buffer, becomes editable, and I can basically just change the lines, and I use usual query replace regexp, which is Ctrl Alt %. Okay, syntax for skipping. Yes, skip next test. This one is quite convenient to refactor, because test case is not used like as a suffix or prefix or whatever in some other places. However, the test will be a bit trickier because when you search for test in a testing library, you will definitely find much more occurrence of this word. However, I still think that having a shorter word and more expressive and suitable for declaring a statement worth it. Boom, boom. I think I can just press exclamation mark and update everything that we have here, right? Boom. And we're saving. Now let's call check suitable, and it works. It works. Our refactoring went really smoothly. We didn't break anything, and now everywhere instead of test case we have just test. Sounds good. I definitely like more how it looks. Definitely. While test case is very explicit and like it's a definitely separate entity and you clearly understand it. The look and sound of just test make me feel great, and I hope users of the library will feel the same. That's it. I won't continue the speech about how good the test is, and it doesn't matter if we have some other problems and all that stuff. We will just accept that it satisfies my preference, and we hope that it will be the same for the users of the library. Okay, let's just commit this change. Select this one. Pum 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 pum. Pam. Let's do the same here. Pum 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 pum. And let's remove the task and rename test to just test. Remove this task. Okay. Suitable. Rename test case to test. Pum 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 pum. Git finished. Very neat, very good, very nice. Let's clean up some tasks. We already cleaned them up. Decide on test suffix. This one we will need to document, but first let's commit this one. can do we can commit it to corresponding changes. Our dots add test reporter dots like this, and we will commit this one to split where is our split out suitable base reporter, move reporter, yeah, I guess this one. Oops. Poo. Okay, what is the problem? Head. I guess this one, smerge keep current. Rebase continue. I guessed right. Let's see. Split out suitable base reporter. It seems I didn't succeed. One more time. Separate test runner from test reporter. Okay, we cut it. Now we stage it and we fix it up. Okay, what if we keep this one? I don't quite understand. Work, fix up, suitable, split out base reporter. We don't need this change, okay? Okay, I give up. Separate test runner. I will just commit it as a separate commit. Suitable, remove to do. Just like this. Okay, one more try. Just for the sake of I don't know of something. Have an idea. What if I resolve this conflict like this? Yes, this is the change I need. Thank you. Yes, sounds right. Okay, and the one more small test step. Papam. That's it. We finished? Rebasing? Yes, no, don't know. Yes, I guess we finished. Split out. Yes, the task is here. The removage of comment. Good. We spend a lot of time. We get like almost zero benefit from it, but at least we're happy. Actually, it should not be that hard as it is right now. Even after, like, I don't know, 20 years of programming, I can't easily add a small change to a previous commit. It's shame, but not on me. It's a shame on tooling. Okay, let's continue our journey. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about test suite suffix. Suffix. I decided on suffix, and this suffix will be tests. And let's start renaming all our test suites. Tests is usage tests. Test usage. Test macro. Tests. Nested test suites and tests. This is the demonstration of the problem I was talking about, that when we have a test case, we have a very explicit separate entity, and now tests a bit more confusing, but it's still worth it, in my opinion. Much cleaner definition of tests, definitely. Definitely worth it. Tests, run test operations, tests. What we had here before. Oops. Revert. Yes. Tests. Okay. Let's restart and see where we fail. Backtrace. Test suit sum. Test usage. Tests. Test usage. Test macro. Usage tests. Now to make it more explicit everywhere, I testing our test macro, I will need to add test macro. Previously it was just a test case, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. And test macros tests like this. Tests macros. Okay, let's restart our tests. Compilation. Fifi. Let's commit it. On stage. Let's put it somewhere here. Boom. Pum, pum, pum. I always forget that I have so nice tool for reviewing changes. Yes, we committed everything that we wanted, and now let's also suitbl. Let's also update this small doc at the beginning of the library. I was afraid that the button start stream is not pressed. Simple small numbers, define subtraction. What if I comment out the comment macro? No. What if I comment this one? No. Okay, what if I do this? Test small numbers subtraction sub oop. And now we need to update dear locals. Dear locals test case, just test commit fix up. And now we need to reload our buffer, I guess. Yes, to make it work again. Define test arithmetic. Suitable. The primary tool library is assert macro is can be simple unit of testing. Okay. Pam. Tests. To do convention. How better formulated? We can use test suits anonymously, of course, the same way we use test macro. Almost the same way. We need to call them afterwards, but still. Into test suits can be nested in each other. Is function which, when can be used to load. My lack of nativeness of English speaking make it hard to produce very simple statements. The name of such function should contain test prefix. It's not a requirement, but a convention to distinguish functions which easier to distinguish developer. Easier for developer to distinguish functions containing tests inside. So on and evaluated. We'll take care. Sure, it can be grouped with test macro. Test suits. Tests can be grouped into test suits. Test suits can be nested in each other. It allows to build hierarchy, to combine related tests, build hierarchy, control the execution logic, skipping, shuffling, whatever. If you take a look at this one, it looks very similar to how closure tests are usually defined. Instead of define test suite, it will be def test. Instead of test, it will be testing, and it will be the same as macro. However, there like a very important difference in how it works. First of all, the test creates a completely separate entity, which should be a leaf of hierarchy, test hierarchy tree, and it can be like nested into each other. Test can only contain asserts, and the execution is also different. In closure, the function gets executed straight away and all the statements inside will be executed. In our library, when we execute the function, the tests get loaded first and they executed after all the tests are loaded. That means that if you have a statement right here, right here, it will be executed during the load of tests, and when we execute the tests themselves, this code won't be executed. However, if we wrap our test into let or something like this, or we have a define here and use a variable here, that means that our test will capture a closure of this variable. This is important to say. The test runner goes through all specified test suits and executes them, which will just add tests into test runner. Which will build hierarchy of tests when you call I don't remember how it's called. Schedule test suits. You know what? You know what? The way we implemented our test runner with the message passing idea that you have a basic lambda and you pass different type of messages into it, and it processed inside this lambda, make it a bit more convenient to expose test runners. What I mean by this, if you use records and for your records you have a few fields, and each field contains a function which operates on the record itself or maybe on some shared state or whatever, you need to export every field of the record. For test runners, as we implemented them, we need to expose only the test runner itself, only one lambda, and this lambda can be called with different type of messages, and this is much more convenient. The problem is that in our case we don't know what is inside our lambda and what type of messages it accepts, so we need to communicate it somehow to the user of our test runner. He can't understand it from just list of exports of the model. He needs to know something about internals of our test runner implementation. But whatever. When you call schedule test suits, not in a public API yet. By the way, test reporter, test runner. It's not yet. It's not even implemented yet. Schedule test. Okay. When you call a test suite, hierarchy of nested tests and test suites, did it into test runner. Later those loaded tests will be executed. And that. The order and what is an adjective for parallel? I want to say the order and parallelness depends on the test runner. The order, concurrency of execution depends on the test runner implementation. Okay, let's say not much changes. Okay, now it's a bit better. Minimal documentation for the library. Test runner life cycle. Okay, this one, documenting test runners will be a bit trickier. Test events. I guess we will need to refactor it a bit slightly, but first let's go to the task we have here. Don't employ reporting, profiling and other logic on test macro side. Do it inside test runner wrappers. Let's go for it. Let's go. Our test suite, our test macro. In test macro we have reporter here. Let's make our test macro be unaware of a reporter. We have expressions, we have this let expression, and that's it. Let's move it to run assert schedule test sunk lambda assoc ref okay, I guess we do like this. Test reporter. Test start. Okay. Test reporter. Case description. The description. Boom. We accomplished our task. It seems like a minor change, but we simplified our test runner and we pushed further the logic of test execution and sending messages to test reporters to the test runner, which makes our core API, which consists of 3 macros, is test and test suite, be lighter and more flexible and independent, and the logic can be changed by the test runner, which is great in my opinion. If you want reporting, you do it. If you don't want reporting, you don't do reporting. You just execute tests. Or if you want, instead of using our API for reporters, use something different. You're free to do it. If you want to be a reporter, a part of your test runner, you also can do it. Okay, the last thing here is test runner, test reporter inside test suite. Lambda test suite sunk. Oh, if we have a test suite sunk, okay, the test suite sunk will get bound to the it won't get bound if you don't bind it, but I guess we need one more sunk here, and instead of just executing the body, we will need to execute this lambda through the test runner. Does it make sense? We will add one more level of indirection, and instead of going straight and executing the body of this lambda, we will ask test runner to do something with test suite sunk. Hope it makes sense. How we do it? Here we have a test suite sunk, right? This one. And now test suite body sunk, test suite sunk, and the test suite sunk will take a test runner and we'll call it with a message of type load test suite and test suite load test suite sunk. And now we need to process this one. Schedule test. Load test suite sunk. Or just load test suite. Load test suite. And here, for now we will just call a sock ref x load test suite sunk. Whoa! Haha! It immediately works. Unexpected because I always expect that something bad will happen after such refactorings. But it was so easy breezy, and even tests are passing. What? Okay, something definitely wrong here, because if I don't execute those functions, the tests should not be loaded, right? Because I return a different function. Test suite sunk. Get current or create test runner, load test suite. Oh, it's actually, while it in fact a sunk. Test suite. I don't understand why it get loaded. What the heck? Okay. I have no clue why it still works. I definitely broke test suite. Let's rm Guile Guile cache. Okay, now it fails. Thank you. Okay. Load test suite. One failure. Let's one more time clean up the cache. Okay, we have one failure. Let's find out what get broken. Test reporter. How it called? Test reporter base. Okay. Simple failure. Error more than failure. Silent. Get silent test runner. Get silent test runner. Schedule test. Parameterize. Test reporter. I don't understand which failure is our failure, because our silent test runner is not that silent. And now I'm not sure anymore if I need to reset the cache every time. Compilation failure. I have too much failures here. Because we don't actually have a silent test runner. It's not silent. Get simple test runner. Reset test environment. Test suite is blah blah blah. Okay, instead of fixing test runner, I will just do a small binary search. Let's first commit those two. Restart our tests. See what happens. One failure. Okay, the failure is somewhere near. Okay, the failure in test suite usage tests. One failure here. Okay, it's either this one or this one. Let's see, test suite usage test. We have this test suite. Let's restart our REPL so it loads a fresh version of everything. Okay, let's start from this one. This one works good. This one provides a failure, and this one doesn't provide a failure. Okay, let's see. Throws exception, expected throws exception, actual false. Okay, that's very much understandable. You can see that with our original test runner, everything works great, but with silent test runner, it's not, because in silent test runner we have one thing missing, and this thing missing is load test suite operation that we not implemented. And if we do it like this, without test suite, okay, I will just restart the whole test suite. Now you can see the 0 failures. Great. Now let's comment all the other tests and let's see. Okay, now all our tests are working again. Great. First of all, let's commit our load test suite functionality. Load test suite. I'm still unsure about naming a bit, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, this one and this one. Suitable. Add load test suite operation to test runner. This is actually a pretty good change not only because we can control logic of reporting or not reporting events during the loading of our test suits, but also we make it very explicit the behavior of our test suite macro, that this macro is not executing test suits, it's just loading test to the test runner. The cool thing that we can implement the execution logic similar to closure test on a test runner side, or we can implement our own logic like we have right now also on the test runner side. That's very much flexible and I like it. And also I'm not very concerned about performance. You can see that we wrap into lambda, into thunk, and so on. But usually, how much tests you will have in a project? A few hundreds, a few thousands, a few hundred of thousands, even a few hundred of thousands, which is very huge number of tests for usual project. It won't take more than a fraction of a second to load all that stuff. It will provide some overhead. It will definitely. If we hard code the semantics of test execution into the macro, we can reduce this overhead. But the flexibility, I guess, is much more important here than pure performance. So we're doing a trade-off and wrapping everything into lambdas, but my bet is that it is a good trade-off here. And now let's implement this task and let's move out suitbl suitbl. Let's move out the reporter and the reporter to the test runner. Suit description. Okay, and this one description, and also we need to provide the description here. Description test suit description. suit entered. Did I made a mistake somewhere here? Test reporter description. Okay, test suit entered. Test suit entered. Was it the same before, like many F's here? Suitable. That index stash moving out reporter Okay. We have a pretty good output here, pretty clear. Suit left. But after our change, okay, stashes are very interesting. It's kind of sarcasm, I guess, because such a simple operation as stashing the changes can produce so unexpected side effects. We were lucky that it worked out without any additional interventions from our side, but you saw that all the changes that I had in suitable test files I get staged into git index when I popped the stash. Okay, we do the change and we restart the tests. We term, let's remove the cache, let's see, and now it works. What? I mean, it should work. It definitely should work because I am pretty confident in my changes, but previously it didn't work. Also, the one thought that came to my mind right now. Suitbl test runner. Where is our test suite? Here. Get current or create test runner. We now can be sure that inside our load test suite sunk we will have a test runner, always have. You know why? Because here we created it. We ensured it here because our load test suite is definitely executed inside the test runner. So we definitely have it here. And instead of calling get current or create test runner, we can just execute expressions. I guess we need to set the test runner here in test suite sunk. Does it make sense? Run scheduled tests. Okay, I guess we need definitely need to think here to do the test runner definitely exist at this point of time because somebody already called load test suite method that's why here. Clean up. If we have a load test suite sunk, it should only load tests, right? Not run them. and actually running tests, run scheduled tests, can be done on a test runner side. Those small adjustments are very cool. Like we making the semantics of test runner is much clearer, and the API is also becomes more distilled. I guess this is a right word. Distilled. I don't want a verb. I need adjective. Obtained or produced by distillation. Purify or transform. To extract the essence of. Yes. We extracting the essence. Oh, there's some people come and go. So earlier, like for Europe, it's midnight. I mean, middle of the night. It's 3 o'clock in the night right now. Okay, I guess I will commit it as it is right now, and we will think about it later. Also, let's go to tests and let's put a task here. Oh. Before finishing our first version of the library, we definitely need to accomplish this task. The rest of the tasks are like not that important. But this one is. Let's do one more task. What this task is about? Revisit test suite sync logic, who setups the environment via parameterize, who run scheduled tests, Okay, let's add this one. Let's go here. Stage, 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 stage. I duplicated tasks a bit, but I will definitely need to clean all the to-do from the library before the release, so that's not a big deal. Okay, let's see what left. What left here? Suitable. Test reporter base. Boom. We have 50 unpushed commits that we done, I guess, for the previous week and for today. It's almost 2 hours as we are here working on our testing library. So let's wrap up what we've done today. First of all, we accomplished to some degree suitable. We accomplished to some degree the documentation task of our stream, and we updated the description of the library. It's still not perfect, definitely, but at least it covers some basics, which is good. In addition to that, we did a few important refactorings. First of all, we renamed our test case to test to make our tests look much better. It's visually more appealing. Instead of test case, we have now a shorter word test, but also it reads much better because we can say test is outside of test macro, or test predicates, test an expression asserting atomic value of the variable. So it's like a whole sentence. Now, before that, it was like an expression of the language, which test case and some description of the test case. But right now, we read it as a real English sentence together, the test and the description. Yep, that's very small but very important change for readability and satisfaction of our users of our library. We added the documentation I mentioned, and we pushed, we separated our test suite into two phases. The first one is calling a test runner with load test sunk, and after that the executing test sunk. And we did it to make possible the next change, pushing all the reporter's logic out of our macros, and we moved it to the test runner side, and now the test runner controls do we report or not, and how we do if we want to report, or maybe we do some additional stuff. So our library became the API of our library, and internals of our macros became much more distilled, and the library itself became much more flexible because we can control more precisely the behavior of our tests using custom test runners, which is great in my opinion. I hope your opinion is the same, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. See you in a bit. Bye.